And honestly, I'm at a point now where I see the family in many ways as an obstacle to my own goals.
It is becoming more and more apparent that for Robyn Brown, true love and her religious convictions cannot coexist. They are, in fact, mutually exclusive. Robyn is in love with a man who no longer believes that the ultimate way to the highest level of the celestial kingdom is plural marriage. They have loved to have coined themselves the Romeo and Juliet of polygamy, but we all know how Romeo and Juliet ends. I'm not saying that Kody and Robyn are going to end up in the exact same fate as Shakespeare's star-crossed lovers, but it seems like for Robyn, she has a big decision to make. Her eternal salvation and the man she claims to be soulmates with, they're not seeing eye to eye. I certainly don't envy the position that she has found herself in. We have a lot to talk about. Let's get into today's video. Hey everyone, what's up? It's Sarah and welcome back to my channel. I think one of the most shocking things Kody has ever said on Sister Wives is that season 15 clip I used in the opening of this video. Kody saying that he sees the family as an obstacle to his own goals. That is a very loaded statement for a fundamental polygamist to make. I mean, the goal for a Mormon fundamental polygamist is to make it to the highest levels of the celestial kingdom. And we have learned from former members of the AUB like Melanie and Corey from Notes to Self 444 that this is just purely a numbers game. You marry at least 3 women and you have a shit ton of kids. Happiness is not built into the recipe for getting into the Bloomingdale's heaven, as I like to call it. For the past several seasons, we have seen Kody and Robyn really at odds about what exactly they believe as far as their individual religious convictions. Kody seems to be really disillusioned by the AUB specifically, and he carries a real chip on his shoulder, especially when they have the audacity to give Mary a spiritual release from him on the basis of abandonment. Excuse them. And actually, Melanie and Corey have spoken about this, about how pissed Kody was behind the scenes. And we see on the show him being like, well, whatevs, I don't believe in all that hooey anymore anyways. But here's the thing, Robyn definitely does. Unlike Kody, Robyn was born into the Apostolic United Brethren, a sect that upholds polygamy as a core tenet. Her identity and sense of belonging have been deeply tied to her faith and the communal aspects of her religious community. On the show, she has expressed regret and concern many times that her children are missing out on the church community and the religious upbringing that she experienced. She has emphasized the importance of faith in her family's life. Robyn's internal struggle is evident as she tries to hold on to her religious beliefs while adapting to the emotional and practical realities of her marriage. And we see that internal struggle play out in this really bizarre exchange that she has with Christine about what exactly would constitute a divorce from Kody in the eyes of their religion.
Usually our church would say you're divorced. You have to go ask for a divorce. You have to get paperwork. You have to get approval. You have to prove that the marriage is broken. Christine just saying I'm divorced is sort of invalidating our beliefs. We're spiritually married to Kody by our church. If we want a divorce, then we have to go get their approval. Usually they require counseling. Usually they require lots and lots of meetings. You know, and technically, from my understanding, until Christine is physical with another man, she's not divorced.
In my opinion, Robyn is definitely still faithful to the doctrine the AUB preaches, and that is being sealed to a man with a minimum of 3 wives in order to get into that Bloomingdale's heaven. I've talked about this in previous videos that I think Robyn is operating under the assumption that she's hashtag winning at polygamy by finding this loophole of being married to a man who only wants to be married to her, but is still technically sealed to 2 other women he has no interest in even being around. I think Robyn thinks their celestial kingdom will mirror their earthly setup, where it's her and Kody and their kids in a big fancy house, all built on the backs of the family that they've ignored for years. I've talked about this with Melanie and Corey from Notes to Self. They too see these breadcrumbs that Robyn seems to be laying for if and when she does leave Kody, so she could ultimately get back into the good graces of the AUB. Melanie has spoken about the fact that Robyn often sought counsel from her father, who is the current AUB prophet. And an important point to highlight is that Kody was a convert to polygamy. Robyn was born into it. That is an important distinction. I think that it's quite possible because Kody wasn't born into this way of life, it is easier for him to discard the ideology when it no longer suits him. And I'm pretty sure all of Robyn's family is still practicing in the AUB faith. Christine has had her mother leave the AUB, so she has an example of deconstructing ahead of her. The topic of where do Robyn and Kody go from here now that they are by default living monogamy came up during the season 19 tell-all, and I found their answers very interesting.
So is monogamy going to be enough for you?
Cody's gonna be enough for me. I had a different plan for my life. That's been taken away from me, so I will never unchoose Kody. Like, I always choose Kody.
Are you afraid at some point Robyn could leave if the anger continues to persist?
Yes. Yeah, she's going to be loyal.
Are you happy now?
I'm happy in my home and my experience with Robyn, sans my ex-wives. I mean, as long as I'm not listening to them trash me.
Okay, so let me ask you the bigger question. Would you do it all over again? Marrying these women and living a plural life. Would you do it all again?
No.
And all of the stages, Lehigh, Las Vegas,
It was the
Flagstaff.
experience that I had, and now that I've had the experience, I was like, I wouldn't do it again. Would I do it again? No, I wouldn't. Moving forward, I wouldn't do this again. And if I was starting over, like if I went back in time and was starting over, it's such a double-edged sword. I mean, that's a question that I can't fairly answer for another 10 years, I think.
Would you ever see the possibility of staying in polygamy, taking another wife?
If the other 4 wives were still in?
No.
Oh, just me and Robyn?
Yeah.
No, hell no. Because we already failed. I would never try plural marriage again, because at this point, it's off the table because it was taken off the table.
Do you still believe in polygamy?
It's a tough one right now for me. If I had some sort of guarantee and Kody was up for it, yeah. But I have no guarantee and Cody's not up for it, and I'm scared to death of it now.
But if you met somebody that would kind of fill the parameters and...
It would have to be some sort of crazy guarantee. I'd
Yeah.
burning bushes kind of a thing.
You need a real sign.
Oh, I would.
I still maintain that the most shocking thing Kody has ever said on Sister Wives is that his family is an obstacle to his goals. But I think telling Suki that, he wouldn't do this all over again comes in a very close second. Bro has literally zero self-awareness. Like, even if you feel that way, why would you say that? What the fuck is wrong with you, Kody? I suppose at the end, he does backtrack a little, saying something about without all the aggravation, he wouldn't have experienced the dance of it all. And we all know how much Kody loves to chaotically jerk his body around and call that dancing. So I guess he softened the sting of what he said to Suki a little bit. I don't know. I think it's pretty fucked up to say you wouldn't do any of this all over again, considering these marriages gave you 13 other children. Typically, parents that get divorced are at least appreciative of the fact that their time together produced the children that they love so much. But nope, not Kody. Wouldn't do it again. It's like, yeah, sure, thanks for the kids, ladies, but it's not like I actually plan to have a father-child relationship with them into adulthood, so whatevs. Robyn's love for Kody is intertwined with her religious ideals. She married a polygamist, but as the family has shifted to monogamy, she is forced to confront the gap between her dreams of a plural family and her current reality. She tells us in the tell-all she chooses Kody. I find that to be interesting considering how much we know Robyn buys into what the AUB is selling. She admits that she has felt powerless in all of this and that her dream of a functioning polygamous family is slipping away, but she does remain committed to Kody, saying she will always stick with him even as she struggles to accept monogamy. Robyn actually tells Suki she would do polygamy again if she had a guarantee it would work. This means two things to me. One, Kody would have to marry some old ass gal so she would still be his young, shy, pretty wife. And two, she absolutely believes that this is the way to the heaven that she wants to be in. Kody tells Suki when asked the same question, no fucking way. Individuals in complex relationships may struggle with self-worth if their needs are not met or if they feel undervalued within the group. Robyn's journey highlights the importance of self-reflection and adaptation in maintaining one's sense of self. Interfaith relationships are absolutely possible, and people report being in happy interfaith relationships all the time. But I think a key in a healthy interfaith relationship, which is essentially what Kody and Robyn find themselves in now, is that both people need to have respect for the other person's values and belief system. And Kody certainly has no respect for the AUB. Robyn has lost her religious community and she is struggling with having moved away from her support network. And now she doesn't even have her husband, who should be her closest confidant, to go to express her struggles with the destruction of their family and their faith. All of these divorces have been all about Kody, and Robyn hasn't even been an afterthought. She hasn't even been a thought at all. For Kody, he feels like Robyn should feel lucky he still loves her and that she's the last gal standing. That should make Robyn feel special. Anyways, let me know what you guys think down in the comments. As always, make sure you like this video and subscribe to my channel. Check out my second channel, Sarah Spills, and my podcast, Mostly Harmless. Links for both of those will be in the description of this video. Follow me on Instagram, Threads, X, and TikTok at Reality Squad, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Take care. Have a good one. Much love.